Hello, this is Christian Ochoa with MISO BIM.
This tutorial topic is selecting objects. You'll learn the several methods of selecting objects in Revit. So in Revit, selecting objects is the most important basic tool you should know. You may need to select many objects at once or even all objects in the same category. I'm going to go through all the basic selection methods, but before I do that, I just want to go over how object selection and command tools work with each other. Revit allows you to select an object and then activate a modify command. Whenever you select an object first, Revit will open the contextual tab Modify. From here, you can go on to selecting a tool from the ribbon or use a shortcut. In this case, I clicked on the elevation square marker and the Modify tab to open. I then select the Move tool, which requires me to click once to enter my start point and click again to enter my end point. Press Escape to close out of the command or selection. Revit also allows you to initiate the command first, then select the objects. Just remember to end the object selection by pressing Enter or Space. If you don't know the command shortcut, you'll need to switch to the Modify tab first. So let's open the Modify tab and select the Move tool. Then click on the elevation square marker and then press Enter. You can now move the object. Now let's see how we can select objects in Revit. As you have just seen, the most basic method is by clicking the object you want to select. Move your pointer above an object. When it's highlighted, click your left mouse button. If you want to add more objects to your selection, hold down the Control key and you'll see a positive sign near your cursor. Keep holding the Control key down and left click to select more objects. If you want to remove objects from your selection, hold down the Shift key and the minus sign will appear. Keep holding down the Shift key and left click the selected object to remove it from the selection. Revit allows us to cycle between overlapping objects. Just hover over the object you want and then press the Tab key. After you see the object you want highlighted, just click on it. Be sure to keep an eye on your status bar to see if the highlighted object is correct. You can also select many objects at once by dragging a window selection. When the Modify tool is active, click and hold your left mouse button to draw a rectangle and then release the button. When you create a rectangle from left to right, it is called a window selection. It's seen as a continuous line. Window selection will select objects that lie completely inside the rectangle. If only some part of the object is inside the rectangle, then it will not be selected. When you create the window selection from right to left, it's called crossing window selection. Here it's shown as a dashed line. Crossing window selection will select all objects that are inside and touching the dashed line. To select many in a category, we can use the filter selection. In this method, we will combine two selection methods. First, use a window selection, and then under the Modify tab, select the Filter tool above the selection panel. The open dialog box will show you all the categories in your selection. You can uncheck what you want to exclude from the selection, or you can click Check None, then choose only categories you want to select. Click OK to apply the filter. Now we can edit the filtered objects. In this example, I'm going to override the graphics in view by element to change the line weight of the selected elevation markers. To select objects of the same family, name, and type, you can use the contextual menu. Select an object and right-click to open the contextual menu. Click on All Instances Visible in View. This will select all the objects that are of the same family type in the activated view. In this case, all my elevations are of the same family type, so they are all selected. You also have the option to reselect your previous selection. Simply press Ctrl and left arrow on your keyboard, or you can right-click your mouse and click Select Previous from the contextual menu. My last selected object was my elevation marker, and here we can see it being reselected. That concludes our beginner course on selecting objects. Thanks for watching.